Here we go, fashion tier list. This is an idea from Cin2Win on the Hades speedrunning Discord. I certainly can't take credit for it, but I am going to run with it. We're going to rank all the Infernal Aspects by how cool they are, and not at all by like their stats, but by some of their visual effects and that kind of thing. I can't stress enough how much this particular brand of tier list is my own personal opinion. Aesthetic taste is extremely individualistic, and you might disagree with every choice I make, and that is completely cool and valid. Let's dive right in here because we have got a lot to cover. Alright, we're starting in room order with the sword aspects and moving through to finish with Exagryph. Now, Zag's sword is probably the most iconic weapon in the game since it appears in all of the artwork, and for good reason. From the striking colors and design with a well-rendered skull in the hilt to tie in the House of Hades, Zagreus aspect is an easy A tier for me because of its good design. Now, Nemesis sword is like Zag's sword on steroids. A unique looking blade with a full skull in the hilt. You can almost feel how sharp it is. This is as close as we get to a weeb katana dream, and you're going to notice that I'm a bit biased towards skulls. So this is our first aspect, making it into S tier. Poseidon's sword is another good design. The curve at the top of the blade makes it feel like it's from the sea somehow. The colors and the shape language are truly emblematic. Another easy A tier for me. Arthur's aspect is where the sword starts to fall off for me. I think the blade is just very basic looking. There's a decent glow effect, and the ore from the special looks really nice, but otherwise it just doesn't speak to me. And the slow animations mostly lead me to seeing my own blood. So I'm putting it into B tier. Now our first aspect for Varatha. The Biden design for Zagreus is just a little boring. Nothing is particularly striking about it, so it is getting placed into C tier. Achilles' aspect is a little bit stronger. A very nice golden ornate design, and the electric effect on Zagreus from the bonus damage is nice. But to me, it's nothing particularly special. I'm putting it in B tier, but it is really on the fringe of A tier as well. We'll call it a B.5. I like Hades' Spear, the only one that is a trident, and although it is odd that Supergiant made it Hades' iconic weapon instead of Poseidon's is a bit odd in my opinion. As far as I know, there is no mythos to support that, but maybe I'm wrong. The jagged edges and colors of Hades' aspect is great, and the debuff icon is clear and flavorful with symbology throughout Hades. Hades' Spear makes it into A tier. I think Guan Yu is high on many people's lists in terms of cool factor. The draconic design and the combinations of red, gold, and green really makes it feel like the ultimate Chinese weapon. The effects that boons add to the spinning attack are also excellent. I like this aspect. Easy A tier. I want to like Zag's shield more than I do, but the fan blades and the ugly face on it just don't do it for me. C tier. Chaos Shield, on the other hand, whoo boy! A large purple eye with a serrated edge, and sometimes Chaos talks to you? I can't put this into S tier fast enough. Zeus' shield is a really nice design. The wings and the face on the shield are really beautiful. Plus you get to see it spinning and winning around a chamber, and many of the god's special boons leave a very cool effect. Definitely A tier. I don't know about Beowulf. The effects for the different casts are nice, but the shield itself looks like a red and gold swirly mess. I have to put it in C tier. Zacharias' bow is kind of neat, but nothing special. The spikes are cool and all, but I'm calling it just average. B tier. Chiron bow has an ornate design very similar to Achilles' spear, and am I a little biased towards bows over spears? This A ranking says yes. Now Hera bow I absolutely love. The skulls along the bow, the red feathers jutting off them, this one speaks to me and even makes it to the very tip top of S tier. Rama bow has merit. I think a lot of people like it. The jewels are pretty, but for me it isn't quite enough. I'm putting Rama into B tier. Now, as a rule, I'm not a fan of Malphon. Zag aspect looks fine I suppose, but my personal bias says C tier. Talos is even worse. I want to love Talos because the drag special is so fun, but in terms of looks, they're just a little ugly. Talos fists are our first aspect to drop as low as D tier. Sorry, buddy. Demeter fists have a little more going on. The jewels make it look like there's an eye on the back of the hand, and they are a more slender glove-like weapon. They make it to the bottom end of B tier. You won't see Gilgamesh high in a normal tier list, and you won't see it high here either. The Beastclaw design is just fine. It's a C tier. Zagril is by far the ugliest rail. Birdmouth gun? It just isn't for me. This is probably my least favorite looking aspect, so it joins Talos in D tier. Eris rail is a little cooler. The mouth design is a little more abstract, which I think is a boon in this case, and the effect from the damage bonus is an improvement as well. Eris breaks into C tier. Hestia is an improvement over our last two aspects, I think. This one looks more like a sci-fi gun almost. There isn't much more to say other than it just looks pretty nice, and the colors are good. B tier. Lucifer is a bit odd to me. The angel face has this dead-eyed, creepy look about it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, in kind of a bad way. I was hoping for more from Lucifer, but this is what we have. For me, it's a C tier. Here's what the final list looks like, with each tier ranked from best to worst. I want to repeat that this is a fashion tier list, and it's just my personal opinion. If Zagreus Rail is your favorite looking weapon, then that's completely fair. This is just my personal preference that I'm sharing for a bit of a laugh. Let me know what weapons are your favorite in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet, don't.